the top 5 things you should never do in a drift car. These are just big no-nos. Let's get into it. Pull the handbrake while the clutch is engaged. This is just so bad, guys. So when you use the handbrake, you're gonna wanna have the clutch in and then pull the handbrake and then let go of the handbrake and let that clutch back out. If you have any kind of clutch engagement when you pull the handbrake, you're at risk of either blowing apart your clutch discs, breaking your flywheel, snapping your drive shafts, snapping axles. I've even actually ripped a caliper off the bracket before, which was ridiculous. So that's a huge no-no. You always wanna make sure, practice that technique of clutching in, pulling the handbrake, letting back out, and then putting the clutch back out. So that's just do not do that. You're gonna have a bad day, you're gonna ruin your whole weekend at the track. White knuckle the steering wheel. So if you come from a road racing background, or maybe you even have instruction from like driving school when you're 16 years old and they told you the 9-3 or the 10-2 and hold on to that steering wheel, all that, those are all great for those scenarios. But in drifting, there's many times where we really are letting go of that steering wheel and letting it spin through our hands, catching it, giving it minor adjustments. So one of the biggest things I see a lot of guys do is they'll really hold on to that steering wheel, come around the turn, try to initiate that drift, and they'll just be holding it. You have to allow the suspension to do its work. And so if we're doing a right turn and we turn into it right, let's say we clutch kick or power over, and so the back end wants to spin out. If we don't let go of that steering wheel, let it counter steer around and then grab it, if we hold on to it, we're just gonna spin out, right? So we really wanna focus on learning to let go of that steering wheel, trust the steering system, let the car basically drive for you. The car will do a lot more of the driving for you than you can imagine, especially with drifting. It's very different than other motorsports. Spin out and then proceed to do a donut. I know this is incredibly fun, guys, trust me, but it slows down the pace of the event. A lot of times it's not good for the track. If you're just doing really slow and spinning the tires, it can tear up the asphalt, which guys that are taking care of tracks really don't appreciate. So if you do happen to spin out or you go off track, anything like that, just stop, take a breather, look around, make sure there's nobody coming at you behind you or anything like that. Get back on track if you're off track, or get yourself just turned around. Honestly, roll through, get your head back to where you want it, and get back in line. I wouldn't even attempt to continue drifting that lap. I would just say that lap is a wash. Remember where the mistake was. Take that time as you're rolling back to cool down your car, and when you get in line, to think about what you did wrong there and fix it the next time around. So really, like, nobody appreciates the donuts at the end of a spin out, and it might be fun, but it doesn't look cool. It doesn't make you look cool, and it's just bad track etiquette. Drift outside of your abilities. So this is a big one that we see a lot. I'm guilty of it myself. Even as you progress to a higher level, you're always trying, to outdo yourself, but just going way further, way out of your ability level is never a good idea. You really want to pace yourself, slowly work into these things. The worst thing that can happen is you go out on your first lap on a brand new track and you go full send and stuff it into a wall. It's such a common story, you would not believe it. If you've been around drifting, I'm sure you've had friends that have done it. It's not good. So pace yourself, work within your abilities, slowly, kind of like working out, let's say. You're not gonna go and try to do, go from bench pressing 100 pounds to 200 pounds, right? You're gonna go 100, maybe 110, then 120, and work your way up to 200, which you will get there, but slowly work to that level rather than going out and hurting yourself or hurting your car. Slow down the track pace. Nobody mentions this ever, and it irks me so much. I feel like we're more guilty of it in the US, honestly. I'm not hating, but I just see it a lot more here than in like Japan or Australia. But basically what I'm talking about is, let's say it's a hot lap event. So you're drifting one section of the track and then you're shutting it down and then continuing back to the start. Even though you get to keep drifting once you get back to the start, you have some time on track, right? And what a lot of people do is right as they go through those exit cones, they slam on the brakes, lean back, get one hand on the steering wheel, suddenly think they're, freaking Ice Cube or something, rolling around, just that's not what we're doing, right? We're racing, guys, we're drifting. So when you get through those exit cones, never slam on your brakes. You don't know if someone's behind you. So keep that pace up, gain control of the car, slow it down a little bit, but then pick back up speed. Pretend like you're road racing it. Hit those apexes, go like 80%. Don't go balls to the wall and crash, but keeping a good pace around the track is actually gonna help you cool your car, cool your brakes. You're still gonna have plenty of time to think about, your last run and get prepared for the next run. But the worst thing you can do is just go, 10 miles per hour and just freaking start cruising. It holds back guys that move through the track faster. It also doesn't allow your car to work how it wants to. It needs some airflow, it needs some speed to cool everything down. So not only is it better for your car, it's better for everyone else on the track. Just keep that pace. Thank you guys for watching. I really hope this helps. If you want to get into drifting, or you already are at any level, check out our whole How to Drift series. We built that completely free for you guys, and we expand it every week. We're adding new videos. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, leave us some comments, some feedback, good or bad. If you guys have questions, we're always here. Use us as resources. JMO's behind the camera right now. I'm Matt Haugen, if you didn't know, and we're always here, ready to answer your questions. Leave us comments, email us, DM us, whatever. We got your back. So we'll see you guys in a couple days. Peace out.